Hello and welcome. I'm Eavee, and today I'll be reading a few of Aesop's fables for you. They're very short, so rather than just reading one, I thought we could get through a few of them. And since there are so many of them, I will also make this into a mini-series of videos for the channel. Let's jump into the first fable, The Wolf and the Kid. There was once a little kid whose growing horns made him think he was a grown-up billy goat and able to take care of himself. So one evening, when the flock started home from the pasture and the mother called, Kid paid no heed and kept right on nibbling the tender grass. A little later, when he lifted his head, the flock was gone. He was all alone. The sun was sinking. The long shadows came creeping over the ground. A chilly wind came creeping with them, making scary noises in the grass. The kid shivered as he thought of the terrible wolf. Then he started wildly over the field, bleating for his mother. But not halfway, near a clump of trees, there was the wolf. The kid knew there was little hope for him. "Please, Mr. Wolf," he said, trembling. "I know you're going to eat me, but first please pipe me a tune, for I want to dance and be merry as long as I can." The wolf liked the idea of a little music before eating, so he struck up a merry tune, and the kid leaped and frisked gaily. Meanwhile, the flock was moving slowly homeward. In the still evening air, the wolf's piping carried far. The shepherd dogs pricked up their ears. They recognized the song the wolf sings before it feast. And in a moment, they were racing back to the pasture. The wolf's song ended suddenly as he ran, with the dogs at his heels. He called himself a fool for turning piper to please a kid when he should have stuck to his butcher's trade. Do not let anything turn you from your purpose. Our second fable is The Tortoise and the Ducks. The tortoise, you know, carries his house on his back. No matter how hard he tries, he cannot leave home. They say that Jupiter punished him so, because he was such a lazy stay-at-home that he would not go to Jupiter's wedding, even when especially invited. After many years, Tortoise began to wish he had gone to that wedding. When he saw how gaily the birds flew about and how the hare and the chipmunk and all the other animals ran nimbly by, always eager to see everything there was to be seen, the tortoise felt very sad and disconnected. He wanted to see the world too. And there he was with a house on his back and little short legs that could hardly drag him along. One day he met a pair of ducks and told them all his trouble. "We can help you to see the world," said the ducks. "Take hold of this stick with your teeth and we will carry you far up in the air where you can see the whole countryside. But keep quiet or you will be sorry." The tortoise was very glad indeed. He seized the stick firmly with his teeth. The two ducks took hold of it, one at each end, and away they sailed up toward the clouds. Just then a crow flew by. He was very much astonished at the strange sight and cried, "This must surely be the king of tortoises." "Why, certainly," began the tortoise, but as he opened his mouth to say these foolish words, he lost a hold of the stick, and down he fell to the ground, where he was dashed to pieces on a rock. Foolish curiosity and vanity often lead to misfortune. The third fable is called The Young Crab and His Mother. "Why in the world do you walk sideways like that?" said a mother crab to her son. "You should always walk straight forward with your toes turned out." "Show me how to walk, mother dear," answered the little crab obediently. "I want to learn." So the old crab tried and tried to walk straight forward, but she could walk sideways only, like her son. And when she wanted to turn her toes out, she tipped and fell on her nose. Do not tell others how to act unless you can set a good example. Our next fable is The Frogs and the Ox. An ox came down to a reedy pool to drink. As he splashed heavily into the water, he crushed a young frog into the mud. The old frog soon missed the little one and asked his brothers and sisters what had become of him. "A great big monster," said one of them. "Stepped on little brother with one of his huge feet." "Big was he?" said the old frog, puffing herself up. "Was he as big as this?" "Oh, much bigger," they cried. The frog puffed up still more. "He could not have been bigger than this," she said. But the little frogs all declared that the monster was much, much bigger, and the old frog kept puffing herself out more and more until all at once she burst. Do not attempt the impossible. And finally, we have the dog, the cock, and the fox. A dog and a cock who were best friends wished very much to see something of the world, so they decided to leave the farmyard and set out into the world along the road that led to the woods. The two comrades traveled along in the very best of spirits and without meeting any adventure to speak of. At nightfall, the cock, looking for a place to roost, as was his custom, spied nearby a hollow tree that he thought would do very nicely for a night's lodging. The dog could creep inside, and the cock could fly up on one of the branches. So said, so done, and both slept very comfortably. With the first glimmer of the dawn, the cock awoke. For the moment, he forgot just where he was. He thought he was still in the farmyard, where it had been his duty to arouse the household at daybreak. So standing on tiptoes, he flapped his wings and crowed lustily. But instead of awakening the farmer, he awakened a fox not far off in the wood. The fox immediately had rosy visions of a very delicious breakfast. Hurrying to the tree where the cock was roosting, he said very politely, "A hearty welcome to our woods, honored sir. I cannot tell you how glad I am to see you here. I'm quite sure we shall become the closest of friends." "I feel highly flattered, kind sir," replied the cock slyly. "If you will please go round to the door of my house at the foot of the tree, my porter will let you in." The hungry but unsuspecting fox went around the tree as he was told, and in a twinkling the dog had seized him. Those who try to deceive may expect to be paid in their own coin. I hope you enjoyed listening to these fables. If you did, please like this video. As I said, I'll be making a little series of Aesop's fables for the channel, so if you'd like to hear more, be sure to subscribe and click the bell to receive notifications for when I post new videos. Tell me in the comments below which was your favorite fable, or what stories you'd like to hear me read next. As always, I'm available to voice any project you may have, be it personal or professional, anything from audio for D&D games to IVR recordings. Visit my website, Eavee.com, to get a custom quote. The link is in the description below. You can also come hang out with me live every Saturday and Sunday on my Twitch channel while I stream a variety of games. My link is also in the description below. Thank you for listening. Come back again soon for more.